Welcome back. This is Matt Alba for the Park Sportsbook app, joined by Rich Gannon. This is our Week 17 NFL preview. Rich, let's get right into it. Packers and Vikings this Sunday. Vikings lost to the Rams last week, 27-20. That was their 12th consecutive one-score game. That's tied for the longest single-season streak of its kind in NFL history. Not a stat you want to be a part of. Now, they are getting 6.5 points on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers this week. What do you think are the keys for an upset for Minnesota on Sunday?
Well, they've got to play a clean game, Matt. I think if you go back and you look at all the close games that the Vikings have lost this year, I think you look at the penalties. They've got a lot of penalties this year. They're top 5 in terms of committed penalties, the missed assignments, the mental errors, and the turnovers. And if you do that on the road against the Green Bay Packers, you give yourself no chance. The Packers are 7-0 at home at Lambeau this year. The only undefeated team in the league at home this season. They're tough to beat. So when you go into Lambeau, you got to have a clean performance. And it starts with Kirk Cousins. He hasn't played as well the last couple of weeks. They missed Dalvin Cook, his production last week on the ground. And when they run the ball, the play-action game goes well. But I just think that the struggles have really been on the other side of the ball. I mean, even last week where they forced 3 turnovers of the Rams, they still came up short. I think they don't have the pass rushers that they've had in the past. The cover corners haven't been as good. I just don't know that they have an answer for Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be a real challenge. They're going to have to try and find a way to double Davante Adams anytime they can.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you there. They do have, a decent passing game. Justin Jefferson, he now has 2,851 career receiving yards. That's the most by a player in his first 2 seasons in NFL history. How does Green Bay stop him, and do you think they actually can? I mean, you just mentioned it at home. They're tough to beat. No one has at home.
Yeah, we talk so much about the Packers offense and probably not enough about their defense, Matt. And Joe Barry, their defensive coordinator, their first-year defense coordinator, he's done an amazing job. This is a good group. They've got playmakers at all 3 levels. I just think the key to it, look, they're smart. They're a well-coached team. Whenever you have the opportunity to double Justin Jefferson, you have to. I think when you look at third down, I think you look down in the scoring zone, in the red zone, you have to find a way to get a double on him. You have to help the corners with some safety rotations. Take him out. Force Kirk Cousins to play left-handed. Force him to throw the ball to someone other than Justin Jefferson. And, oh, by the way, Adam Thielen, he left the game last week a couple times with that ankle injury that he's been nursing. He's not 100%. So I just think you got to force the ball in the direction of someone other than Justin Jefferson. Look for the Packers to try and double him whenever they can.
Absolutely. And last question, Rich, what's it like playing at Lambeau?
It's crazy. It's an iconic place, Matt. I played there a number of times with a number of different organizations. I remember when I was with the Vikings, it was a big rivalry, the Vikings and the Packers. And of course, I came back to play at Lambeau when I was with the Raiders. But I think that my most memorable experience is I used to call Packer preseason for 12 years and to really be around the football team and the history. And you look up at Lambeau and you look at those names, Curly Lambeau, Vince Lombardi, Bart Starr. I mean, these are iconic Hall of Fame names, legends in the NFL world. And I just think that, and it's the community. It's the Green Bay community. It's a small community. There's homes around the stadium, and the tailgating is like none other. It's a lot different than Philly or New York. It's a community that has embraced the Packers going back to the 20s and 30s, and really nothing's changed. So it is a pretty special place to play. I would say, although it's a special place to play, Matt, it's a difficult place to play. As I said, they're a perfect 7-0 at home this season.
Yeah, Vikings got their work cut out for them.